I do have to say, I saw these guys weigh in, and they both look very calm, very composed, very confident. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight.
Yeah, and I think that fits within the point I was talking about before, where it's like these guys have a level of martial arts experience that belies what we see on their professional, or rather their amateur ledgers in this specific situation. But like, I mean, a good worthwhile bit of insight, and within that, the professional weigh-ins and the amateur weigh-ins, the Canadian Brewhouse Barrie, another great sponsor. They hosted us at that weigh-ins before, and just, yeah, I think you can really like make certain inferences from like the weigh-ins in terms of like the composure pieces and like how the fight could potentially play out, or like what their temperaments could be.
Yeah, and they both seemed very ready. It was very, very professional, very calm. It didn't seem like there was a lot of you can really get that kind of like elevated level of nerves and jitteriness. But both these guys looked they're ready to throw down tonight.
Bit of a Sean O'Malley kind of leaning here with the entrance music coming out with the superstar refrains coming out through the speakers and stuff like that in Saddle-On Arena tonight.
The Satori Fight Club crew following Petroska to the cage.
Yeah, and I mean, Petroska is someone who trains there and hones his skills, but also an instructor there, and I've interviewed quite a few fighters over the years, and I feel like a common refrain that you hear from fighters who teach technique, it really like compounds it to them that much further to where it develops their own game as a competitor.
There is something to be said about the difference between just embodying these techniques and knowing them internally, and the ability to be able to then speak them and teach them to other people. It kind of does add another level of understanding to the game. Yeah, it really does.
I guess it fits within that idea, too, of like basics win championships. It's kind of like a hyper-refined basics idea, like if you're imparting it to someone and teaching it to like a neophyte kind of thing.
You know what, and it really does see that like the basics are something you are going to be mastering the basics for your entire fight career as well. Mm-hmm. And those are really, you're right, the most advanced fighters you see. A lot of times, what do they use? They use the basic techniques incredibly well.
Yeah, I mean, referencing a fight like, say, like the Sean Strickland Hamzat Chimaev fight, I feel like that's another fight that kind of embodies like, you know, hyper-refined basic skills, like a straightforward game plan, and just how effective that can be, like a real meat and potatoes but demonstrably effective approach.
Yeah. Or even for me, my jiu-jitsu background, you think guys like Hodger Gracie, and he does nothing but collar choke you from the mount.
Great example.
And everybody knows that that's coming. You can't stop him.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest sponsored by Signs and Designs. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, a young lion and future superstar, representing Action and Reaction MMA from Toronto, Ontario, Alex Wall. His opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, quiet but dangerous warrior, representing Satori Fight Club from Pickering, Ontario, Patrick the Humble Warrior Petroski!
And both men, their countenances telling a story, the facial expressions very much showing that composure piece we were talking about before that we presumed would be in the fight heading in and whatnot. Just that weigh-in's kind of like tempered kind of energy really reflecting in the fight too. Something to be said about that.
You can see it now as they kind of feel each other out. I don't want to say trepidatious at all, but yeah, there we go. Nobody wants to overcommit too early and make a mistake.
This even kind of shows like the fight IQ and like that broader kind of foresight too. Like maybe if there are any jitters that they're kind of like obfuscating with their calmness, maybe like something like this can kind of like get them like settled into a certain gear and then they can get some momentum.
Yeah, I do think that's a good insight too. It can take some time to calm those nerves and really realize that I am in this fight. This is happening. I am now grounded and we're going. And that's where a lot of people can lose quickly because you're not really actually ready for that moment.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as we're talking about how calm these guys seem, they're probably like, "What do you mean? Like I'm nervous.
Yeah,
I'm nervous as
if
heck out
they
here."
can hear us right now, yeah. Petrushka keeping Wong on the cage here.
Framing up nicely with the head there, but Wong with the retaliatory knee to try to create a bit of space.
Oh, Wong circles. Looking for a takedown, but Petrushka's got the underhook. Wong's going to want to watch out for that guillotine. Oh. And Petrushka's
very
got
smooth
it.
Transition there.
That may be trouble.
Looks like he's trying to change the grips a little bit, potentially.
Yeah, he's trying to get his hands attached. Oh, Wong escapes. Or Petrushka let it go. Probably just figured he didn't actually have a good bite on that one. Don't want to waste the energy. Yeah,
better to just kind of retain some semblance of a guard and then kind of like work more methodically thereafter. Yeah.
This is where I'm curious to see Wong's top game come into play. He's using his guard well, though.
Yeah, I mean, certainly familiar from this position as well, being very defensively responsible in this situation.
Yeah, there's an illegal shot there.
The official curiously not following through on anything there. It looked like Petrushka was kind of gesturing to the referee, but the action kind of continuing all the same.
There's another. We'll see. And they're going to stand them up. And looks like there's a warning to Wong. And we're back.
A good amount of sophistication there because you're not disrupting like the action that's unfurling, but when you see a certain break happen, it's like, oh, okay, now I'm going to,
Yeah.
Strong right over the top there by Petrushka.
Oh, Wong felt that. He felt that too right at the end of the round. Petrushka finishing the round really strong.
And Wong giving a very subtle nod to the fact that he was getting a certain amount of hard leather put on him, but like very composed all the same.
Yeah, Wong getting a little bit of warning from the ref about those illegal blows. I highly doubt we'll see him again in the second round.
No, I mean, the impression that I'm already getting from Alex Wong is that he's someone where if he does something like that, and obviously that just happened, I feel like the amendment piece to, not do it and have that retained idea of like, oh, okay, just work the body from here.
Just work the, yeah. I imagine these guys know. It's just you train one way and you train hard and your instincts kind of kick in, and you got to rein those in.
And for Petrushka, some of the research I was doing on him, I was also seeing that he kind of like works in a barber shop. He does a lot of like hairdressing and stuff like that kind of on the side and kind of bearing a very interesting hairstyle.
I was going to say, you can tell by the flow, yeah. He's advertising his business well.
Yeah, legit.
Tied up, exchanging knees. Wong forced back to the cage. Wong's trying to get control of the head here. Maybe set up another guillotine attempt. Oh, attempted the dummy sweep by Petrushka. I like the way Petrushka's using his legs to maintain the distance here. Nice sweep. Doing it well to ensure that he's not kicking, but keeping Wong away from him.
Yeah, because there's like a
very nice transition.
Yeah, because sometimes there are those like subtle pieces within MMA where it's like you can do something that is utilizing your legs to serve a jiu-jitsu piece, but you want to make it look like it's like intended to be an up kick strike. Like you need to like deliver it in just like the right kind of like flowing kind of way. So some sophistication in the approach there.
Oh, I also like the knees he's landing here.
Yeah, I feel like mostly in this fight so far we've seen Wong in the top position. Interesting to see what Petrushka is going to be able to do from this position also.
Really, Petrushka himself also looks very comfortable here. Looks like he's trying to open up Wong, maybe take the back. And Petrushka with the takedown, or sorry, Wong with the takedown.
Yeah, and getting right into half guard, a fairly dominant position from the rip in that transition.
Now, for me, I'm interested to see if Wong's going to look to pass or just kind of look to rain down some blows and rack up some points. It looks like he's advancing. He's trying. Petrushka doing a good job blocking that knee. Trying to set up a triangle now. Oh, he did it again.
Interesting.
That's another one. That's another shot to the head from Wong.
And again, it seemed like the referee kind of told Petrushka, like, hey, you don't need to like referee the fight. I'm refereeing the fight. But you would imagine that there's something that's going to transpire now.
Petrushka might be a little bit frustrated at this moment.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Good. Petrushka maintaining his composure, though. He's not letting it get to him, not losing his temper. But that is a few blows to the head that I don't think he's allowed to deliver while he's on the ground in an amateur fight.
Both these men setting a fairly grueling pace in this fight so far, a very like grappling intensive kind of fight. As someone who's done like a certain level of hobbyist training over the years, I'm like tired by proxy over here watching these guys.
Yeah, me too. I'm watching the level of work that these guys are putting in, and I know for a fact how exhausting it is to be on either end of that. I mean, being on the bottom is a little more crushing, but you're also using a lot of energy on top to make sure that a person stays down.
Yeah, sure. And also in a certain sense, you got to wonder maybe like how the judges are looking at this fight. It seems like a fairly closely contested fight, like maybe a slight edge to Wong, but even with that being said, I don't know that I say that with like a great deal of confidence.
I feel the same way. I feel like each guy has had their moment in this fight so far, and I'm having trouble kind of deciding who the edge goes to, so I'm really looking forward to the third round here. They're going to have to come out and really put a decisive stamp on this one.
Yeah, I feel like this could be like the defining round of the fight. Like if like a certain fighter makes like a big declarative statement, that could like lead him to getting the verdict in the end.
Yeah, I agree. A big takedown or maybe, hard kick. Maybe someone gets dropped. That could be the difference here.
And you were talking about Wong in the second stanza where, like, when he'd gotten inside control, it's like you wonder how much he's going to try to, like, work from that position. Like, obviously, like, Petrushka is working to get out of that position, too. But, like, you wonder how much, like, a guy will, like, really try to, like, get that top control time and, like, burn a certain amount of the round to facilitate getting that dub.
Yes. Oh! 300 kick from Wong.
A dynamic kick lighting up the crowd. This is Sparta. This is Sadlon.
This is Sadlon. Petrushka doing a good job controlling those wrists. Again, going for that dummy sweep. Wong stays on top this time. Wong's able to maintain top position. But like I said, Petrushka's doing a really good job with those legs, maintaining his guard, threatening sweeps, threatening submissions. He's not being dominated on the back here, and he's not lazy, and he's not being flattened on the back. He's working really hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that's even a nuance within the whole like top control discourse too. Like I guess wonder how much the other person's like working off their back. Like I feel like the contextual element of that doesn't always get brought to the fore, but that is a fair point with what's happening here.
Yeah. And especially right now where in the amateur fight, Wong is technically unable to land blows to Petrushka's face from inside his guard, so it's going to be hard for him to rack up points in that position, whereas Petrushka can actually be a little bit more offensive from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was saying before, these guys have gas tanks that's kind of making me feel gassed just kind of watching. It makes me want to go to LA Fitness Park Place, one of the big title sponsors of Fight Night Barrie.
I'm already planning my diet after this.
Just a true grind of a fight here, and the composure of both of these guys, like the small details these guys are kind of utilizing.
I've actually been really impressed with the technical aspects of the grappling here as well. Yeah, they're both doing the little things really right.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kicks to the back here from Petrushka. Just annoying Wong, keeping him uncomfortable. 10 seconds. Let's see. Let's see if someone makes a move. Close. Close, honestly. That's... Might edge Wong just for the top position in the third round. But from my perspective, I think Petrushka was working more in that position, but it's what the judges see. It's how they interpret it. So
yeah, I'm curious to see what deliberation they come to in the end here. Very competitive, interesting fight. Like I said, I feel like these guys had such a refinement in the small details, and you can kind of see that reflected in how the story of the fight kind of unfurled there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all kind of shakes out there. And it's curious because we were talking about that Aiden McFadden fight and the Sean Bennett clash from earlier, and you made the point of sometimes when guys are really good on the ground, sometimes it cancels out and turns into more of a striking-centric affair. Whereas this seemed like a fight where it's both guys knew each other's ground game, and they're let's do it.
Let's do
meet
it.
each other
Exactly.
on the mat.
Yeah, and they were honestly, it's fairly even there. I think Petrushka hit a couple of sweeps, but neither was really able to advance or cause significant damage to the other one.
It's just so impressive to see what the level of amateur mixed martial arts is, not just in Ontario per se, but just even in Canada overall. I think one of the things that really got me into that was really early on. I was at a King of the Cage Lethbridge event, and they did a pro-am card, and I thought the amateurs kind of respectfully had some of the better performances of the night. You tout them as the fight of the night, and it just really shows the refinement and the skill level. And that card I went to was a decade ago, and it's it's just leveled up so much since then. You love to see it.
It's the floor as not the barrier for entrance, but the skill level of the floor has gone up so far in the last 15 years. It really is crazy. As mixed martial arts evolves into its own sport rather than these disparate martial arts, and now you've got these baseline skills that you need to have to even be able to step in successfully, right?
Yeah, well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of war, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge number 1 scores the contest 29-28, blue. Judge number 2 scores it 29-28, red. And judge number 3 scores it 29-28, declaring the winner by split decision of the red corner.
Wow, and Alex Wong edges the decision. It was that Spartan kick to start the round.
Yeah. I mean, truly a fight that could have gone either way, I do ultimately think. And again, not an appointed judge or looking at it through that lens per se, but I mean, it makes sense. But again, one of those fights that the verdict could have gone either way.
I don't disagree with it, but I also wouldn't have disagreed if it was the other way. Completely. That's a tough one to call.
First things first, was there anything about your opponent and this fight in particular that surprised you?
Yeah, I'm really surprised with his ground grappling because I'm expecting more cases on the opponent should be using almost strike variation for that. But he's more this game is more grappling than I used to do.
So having to change the game plan, what do you consider the key to victory? What was it that got the job done for you?
Yeah, just hit my posture, do it right, and try to spread off as much as possible, and try to control him on the ground or make me onto the top to control the fight.
The first fight to go the full distance, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Wong!
Yeah, like Macaulay said, that's the first fight we've seen tonight go the distance. I think it was an entertaining one. I really enjoyed the grappling exchanges and the technicality in that fight. Really, obviously disappointing loss for Petrushka, but sets Wong on a better path, 2-0 now. I'd like to see where he goes next.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and it's just so interesting because a guy like Petru Petrushka now with the 0-2 ledger, I mean, that's not like an 0-2 fighter. That's I mean, I think like X amount of years ago, that would represent a different visual piece. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy has a world of potential, and he has a great skill set already. So it'd be interesting to see where both go from here. Yeah.
Like we're saying, that fight could have gone either way. It's unfortunate that for Petroska that ends up as another L on his record. But yeah, you're right. They both passed the eye test as far as skilled, talented mixed martial artists go. That's not someone that shouldn't be continuing to fight and train and push forward. And I think would also has a great future ahead of him too. Why not? That was an excellent performance.
Yeah, I've heard Dan Hardy say it before. It's like records are for DJs, and it's also like sometimes you can't really like tell that broader, deeper story unless you like actually get into the nuances of it and stuff like that. So an incredible fight.
That is the hard thing when it comes to anything like that, where it's someone has to win and someone has to lose, and on any given day, a lot of times it could be either person. So that's especially with modern MMA, you can see a bad record, and that doesn't necessarily represent a bad fight. Not at all.
And I think with Petru Petroska, I mean, like I was kind of saying before, a guy who's not just a competitor, but also a instructor at Satori Fight Club. I mean, I feel like even though this experience is in that very rigid binary win-loss, didn't necessarily, pan out ideally for him in that kind of like very rigid sense. It's like he has a wealth of knowledge that he can bring back to his gym and impart to his students and have like an even stronger, more refined communal vibe there.
And honestly, as like for him coming from that perspective as an instructor too, win or loss, but that is an important experience to take back to your students. If you were going to be teaching other people to step in the cage and to follow and pursue this sport, then I think it's very important that you yourself have also had that experience as well. Not necessarily do you have to win, not necessarily do you have to be the best, but you need to have that experience emotionally. You need to know what it's like to what you're showing your students how to do. You need to know what that was like as well.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously Alex Wong bringing a lot to action reaction. Like I'm sure there's going to be great fervor there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a great performance by both individuals for sure.
Yeah. Wong will definitely be getting some congratulations when he gets back to the gym on Monday for that one.